How you guys doing? It's your boy Josh here with Ohio Fish Rescue. So I know since our account got hacked, you guys have not gotten our monthly update like I normally do. I believe the last one you guys had was a December update. We had to skip January, but I'm going to give you guys the February update today. Alright guys, so to get you up to speed on what's been going on here at the rescue. So I still have one more video to catch you guys up to basically in time to today. I did promise you guys on the live stream that I would show you the video of us adding fish to the monster pool. So I kind of took the video you guys just seen about adding Bruiser the Arapaima to the pond. And of course you had to come back out. But there's one more video that I'm going to show you guys. So you might see that that stuff is already gone in this update. But I didn't want to miss the February update for you guys. So we're just going to go through basically everything here. You guys can see the African cichlid tank is still doing great. Bunches of fish in there. They breed all the time. Sometimes the babies get sucked over. And there are just tons and tons of African cichlids and convicts all over this pond. Yes, some of them do get picked off, but that is the circle of life. I try and give them rocks and everything to hide behind. As you can see, we added in them branches and stuff. Been throwing more logs in, more plants. So as time goes on, they will have even more hiding as I find stuff, as stuff gets donated. So just give us time each and every day. Everything gets better around here. So you guys can see back here in the river system, you can see all the plants are starting to boom. The pothos has really taken over. I've got some of these hostas coming back. I didn't think they would come back, but you can see here I got some new pothos starting. I've got some parrot feathers starting. I've got some water sprite over here. I'm going to add some more. But yeah, so I'm going to, as soon as spring hits and the pond stores start carrying Creeping Jenny again, I'm going to load this thing up with Creeping Jenny everywhere. Hopefully cover this whole back wall with Creeping Jenny. And then we will be back ready to go. We were able to turn down our water drip. So our nitrates are staying good enough to where we are confident we were able to turn down the water drip. The plants are starting to take back over. I just want to add more. But as you guys can see, we treated a bunch of koi in this back 195. And they're all back. They're eating great. I actually took a bunch of them out to the koi pond, and these guys will be transferred out there the next time I do a water change on them. So what I do is I pump in fresh aquarium water to a tub outside, let it sit, get the temperature. But as that tub's filling, I go ahead and I transfer the koi out in the same temperature water, same water that they're in now. They go out there. Over the course of the next few days, they slowly come down to temperature. It is heated out there, so it's not dropping by much. But once it's the same temperature, I go ahead and do the water change on the pond, move these guys in there, and we're good to go. You guys can see that got a little algae on the goldfish tank over there, but that's due for a water change either today or tomorrow, and I will get that in the water change. But you guys can see these skylights really do a number on these tanks in the back here, so I'm having to do a lot more maintenance in here. So you guys are probably wondering what's going on with these whole Bellagio tanks. Well, I'm going to do a whole video just on those tanks because that's a whole update in itself. Big plans there. Stay tuned. I will do a video on that for you guys. But in the meantime, you know what? There's one more thing. This Disticatus in the pond. You guys had some concern that he was going after Betty in the 3000. The only reason I took him out, he wasn't being too much of a bother, but it just seemed that he liked going after Betty and Betty only. He left the other Pacus alone. So I was just a little concerned about her because she is getting up there in age, and I don't want any additional stress on her. Out here, he's got plenty of access to food. He's not bothering nobody. It's been over a week and a half since he's been put into the pond. So, you guys with all the worries out there, I don't think we'll have a problem, but I do watch him nonetheless, and he hasn't been a problem for us. So have a little faith in us, guys. So here we are with the 4,400 gallon tank. Now there goes the Wince cat. He's doing great. Now you guys were speaking of these Peroon sharks. I am going to transfer both of these Peroon sharks into the 3,000 gallon. but they are still smaller size. I'm not worried about them trying to eat anybody else in this tank. So that will happen just in due time here in the next 2 weeks or so. I plan on rearranging this lava rock and taking a big portion of it out. So when I do that, I'm going to drop the water level on the 4,000. I can be in there, be able to catch them, get the lava rock out, do two things at the same time. So, you know, I try and stay and do everything as efficiently as I possibly can. So we don't want to, you know, waste time here, as time is valuable. But here's a little update on the eels over here. They are getting fat. They are the first ones on the food. You can see that one right there. He's just a big old fatty. But no, our tire track eels, they do eat, but they are just not as fat as those flare eels. That's why I love them so much. But we have 7 eels in this tank, and we don't really have a problem with them getting along. Over here, we have the Temensis bass. Now, we did just pick up a few more Temensis bass because we want to grow them out for the pond. They will actually be arriving tonight. But we got the Royal. They're growing up nicely. There goes the black arowana. Yes, people were asking about it. We do have a black arrow. We are growing it out for the 4,400. Over here, you can see the angel tank is doing nice. We've got some water sprite floating up top, some hornwort. I got some other plants down here as well. Some Anubias, and I forget the name on them. I'm not going to pretend like I know them. But the angel tank is looking pretty nice. Over here, let's look in here. How is Bruiser doing? He is completely healed, but you guys can just see all that red on his tail. And he's actually hitting another growth spurt right now. It is pretty crazy, guys. But we got the rays in here. They're looking nice. Look at this King Henley-eyed male. Just a beautiful ray. So here's the other baby grow. You got all these datinoids. You got the Siamese carp. We've got the African tigerfish. He's starting to put some size on him. And my God, during these, when I got him, he was probably about that big, and that was probably 2 months ago, I'd say. And he's tripled in size. He eats like a tank. So I can't wait to watch him grow. I do got to clean this glass, so sorry about that. But everyone in this tank is looking nice. So let's go over here and let's look at some other stuff. So you guys know we planned on putting this 500 in between the two 20-foot tanks. Well, that is not happening no more. It was just too intrusive into the walkway of the pool room. So we went ahead. We're going to set this up in here. As you can see, we carried the stand in. The 500-gallon cube that it's to is right here. So once I get enough guys here, we're going to go ahead and lift it up, put it on its stands, and then I can move the tank and stand around on a jack by myself if I so please. So that is waiting to get set up. But while we're on the topic, let's look over here. You see we have these two tanks over here, the 1,000 and the 700 right here. Well, this one's filled with water and this one's not. So my buddy Steven, the one that donated the stand, I'm going to have him build stands for this 1,000-gallon tank and the 700. But we're going to do one at a time. So he's going to build this one 8 by 4. And I got him the measurements so the tanks will come up and they'll be at the same level. So this stand will be a little bit taller than this stand. So we're going to go ahead and do the 1,000-gallon first. That way I can work on it and get it ready to go. Once it is ready, I can transfer the water, transfer fish over, and then he'll be working on building the 700 stand, and we can go ahead and get that up onto its stand and built. So that'll be 2 more, or actually 1 more tank onto the system, but both of them having stands up in your face, looking really nice. Now this tank's a whole different story. This one's going to be a little bit more time. I'm going to have to build a wood stand for it. But I do happen to have a tank that is bigger than this tank. So it's basically the same footprint, just a little bit taller and a little bit longer. So if I do happen to get a good deal on that tank and I can upgrade, I will then sell this 2,000-gallon aquarium. But that is only if I can upgrade. So let's take a walk out here. Oh, open this door. Sorry guys. Oh, it's raining / snowing out here. So you guys know we got these ponds right here. They are basically self-maintained quarantine ponds, or that's what we're going to use them as. We got 3 of them, so those will be set up here soon. I'm going to move all of that stuff and basically set them up right against this wall, right outside, have them outdoor goldfish, koi, whatever ponds. But the 20-foot tanks, they are still sitting here underneath that tarp. Looking over here in the 750, we have a few fish in here that are growing pretty nicely. This marble cat and that tiger shovel nose hybrid, marble hybrid. We're gonna go ahead and move these guys over to the 3000, and you guys can see we have 1 African lungfish in here. I'm gonna go ahead and add this African lungfish down here. Now I will watch them just in case they do fight, but I've had a lot of luck in the past of putting 2 big lungfish in together, and I've had no problems. So we're gonna go ahead and try that. And here, of course, you can see the Armadas. This bad boy is becoming a tank. He's putting on so much size. So we're getting ready to upgrade him a tank, just another size. Possibly that 700 over there, I'm not quite sure. Might be a hit, might not be, who knows. But let's go over here and look at your boy Pittsburgh. He's loving life in his own little tank over here. As you guys can see, this is the corner we feed him. He always gets up, there's Pittsburgh poop, but he gets clam shells on the half shell, and he eats them quite frequently. But you can see the plants are all doing nice. There's a bunch of guppies in here. So yeah, the tank's doing great, no complaints on it whatsoever. And Pittsburgh looks great. So I just wanted to give you guys a little cameo shot of your favorite mascot here at the Ohio Fish Rescue, Pittsburgh. All right, let's look down here. So down here we have our Paraíba. Now you guys know he did get attacked by the Armada, so we put him down here. He's healed up, he's back to eating. I'm just now safe enough, or content enough to be able to move him back into a bigger tank. His streamers are growing back. Of course, we got another Armadas down here and an ornate bicher. I'm probably going to move the bicher and the Paraíba back up here to the 180. I don't think there's nothing in here that he can eat. So this will be the next step here, guys. Last little bit of an update. You guys can see the koi are still in here, but come April, Greg and his team are flying back out here. They're going to do a big video shoot of our place, and we're going to go ahead and design the pond in the backyard. So hopefully when my mom wakes up, she'll come home and she'll have her designated koi pond for all of her beautiful koi. Now up here, we have the stingrays. You can see the black diamonds and the albinos are doing great. They are getting big. We got a little datnoid in here as well, but this is strictly the stingray tank. This little guy right here is by far one of my favorites. You can't see right now, he's on the top. You can see he's got a J and an O right on his front disc. Actually, it is a her, but because my name's Josh and it's got a J-O, I just had to buy it. But I do thank you guys for taking the time to watch today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, stay fishy, my friends.